Hello, friends. It's your girl, Denise Antoinette.
And Amo Chanel.
Here with another episode of Sip and Spill. And today, we have a really good episode for you today.
We do. This episode was inspired by a male friend who, this summer, he's inspired to just really let his naturalness flourish. He's letting his naturalness flourish. He's not shaving his chest. He has a chest full of hair.
His hair on his face, his hair on the head, nothing. It's getting shaped up, cut. It's a lot going on.
So we are here to basically discuss that. Is that something that you should allow your partner to do and accept? Is it something that could be a deal breaker? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So, what are your thoughts on male body hair?
My personal thoughts. Number one, hair holds odor. So the more that you have on it, on your body, especially in like crevices, it's going to smell. So it's just, I'm not a big advocate of it. Now, like the chest, I think there's a lot of that. You should shave it. I think that certain things, if a man has more hair in certain places, all right, cool, because that's natural. But like, I just don't want to lay my head on a chest full of hair. I don't. What are your thoughts?
It is so gross to me. Like, it's one thing if you have It's one thing if you have like a little bit of hairs growing out on your chest. Okay, cool, I can deal with that. But if you have like a massive amount of hair, like, oh my goodness, whoo. If your hair up here starts looking like your hair down here when it's not taken care of, that means something has to give.
It has to.
And the chest hair thing. I mean, I understand some girls like the taco meat. I just so happen to not be one of them, and I'm assuming you are too.
I'm also not one
because it just takes me back. I was telling her this story earlier about this childhood experience. I think I was between the ages of 8 and 10, and one of my uncles, he was like this macho man, you know, and he used to like have his little taco meat out and have his shirt unbuttoned like he was in the 70s. And I was like, my height, because my whole family's tall, I'm tall, but I was short at that time. So when I stood up, I was like here to him, like right where his chest taco meat stash was at. So when he like embraced me to hug him and my cheek touched his chest, I just felt all this itchiness on the side of my face. And that just feeling never went away. So every time I see a man with so much meat on so much hair on his chest, it takes me back to that devastating experience I had as a child. And I can't get past it. Like,
I can't imagine how that would feel attractive.
To all the ladies who like taco meat, can you please explain to me, what do you get out of laying? Like, because I saw our male friend we're speaking of specifically, he expressed how some of the ladies love his taco meat and they love laying on his chest. And I just don't see what enjoyment you get out of that. Like,
I can't see it. It just would feel like, I don't understand what's attractive about feeling that on your face. I don't. Let us know. We need to know.
I'm not judging anybody. You know, whatever floats your boat. I'm sure I prefer things that people feel like is ridiculous. However, I just, goodness.
This is our personal preference we're discussing. What do you feel like? What if a man had like really hairy legs? Would you want him to shave them?
No. I feel like I could deal with hairy legs because like I don't see that as like. I feel like if a man shaved his legs, it would be a little more feminine. Like, I did date somebody. I dated a wrestler. And because of their uniform, like, they had to wear the spandex and stuff, he had to shave in certain areas, like his legs and stuff that, like, most men don't normally have to shave. But it was a hygiene reason because of all the sweat on the mat and all that type of stuff. So, like, I didn't mind it, but if like, you know, whenever his off season was off, he wouldn't shave at all. And that didn't bother me because it was just like, whatever. What about you?
I don't think I would really mind. I just wouldn't want to know about it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to picture a man I'm with shaving his legs, but I wouldn't mind, like, a man. I dated a man who really didn't have, like, hair like that on his legs before, but it was just natural. So it's not that, like, no hair turns me off. It's just, I just don't want to think about him shaving his legs.
Yeah, because even, like, with my ex, the one who was a wrestler, he, like, was really dark-skinned. So I couldn't really tell whether he shaved or not. And it was because, like, one, he was dark. Two, he wasn't really hairy. So, like, he didn't have a lot of hair. I would only notice it if, like, I touched his leg or something like that. But if it was, like, someone, you know, like our friend we were talking about who got this massive hair on his chest, and I'm sure his legs look like a forest, too. And he's light-skinned, too, so the hair kind of sticks out.
Right.
I still don't feel like it would bother me because it's his legs.
Yeah, leg hair doesn't bother me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really pay attention to a dude's legs like that. Unless it's a dude who, like, you can clearly tell works his upper body at the gym and just ignores the bottom half. That is a different, you know, that's nothing we're talking about right now. But, speaking of the devil. But, yeah. That wouldn't bother me. What about underarm hair?
For a guy, I don't care about that. Just use deodorant, because like we said, hair holds odor or whatever, but I don't really mind.
Would you judge a girl if you saw she had a lot of underarm hair?
It sounds like a total double standard and completely sexist, but I do. It's just the way, I guess, society has trained us to think, and I'm a victim of it, but I do think of it differently when I see a girl with underarm hair.
I agree. There's actually a girl who I follow on the Instagrams. I'm not going to shout it out. But she's like, she has like, it's kind of like a fashion type thing going on. Like, and it's a really cool page to follow. That's why I followed her. And then one day she made a post with her arm up in the air and was saying, "I'll never shave my underarms. I love every part of me. I'm natural woman fully." What? And I said, girl, you know what?
If that's her, I mean, if people who take that stance, cool. But I don't know. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Like, I didn't judge her, but I still kind of looked at it like when you see a woman with a bunch of hair under her arm, you automatically make assumptions in your head. Like, right. And one thing I appreciated about her post was it was like, wow, I really love this girl's page. And then I saw that and it like made me look at her differently. So like reading her caption kind of made me catch myself. Like, well, I still like her page. Like I still like her fashion. I still like what she does. And I can appreciate someone who loves all parts of themselves. Right. I personally get my underarms waxed at European Wax Center. But
it gets like, for me, I just feel like that's uncomfortable.
It gets uncomfortable for me, yeah. And
it
holds sweat.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people probably are going to chop me up for saying this, but then I feel like, does it get to a point where you're just not doing it to like just prove a point
to society?
And then it kind of backfires. Like you saying you don't want to do it because you don't want to succumb to a man's standard. That's cool if that's what you want to do. But then if you're doing it because, I just want to prove to them that I don't care, then you're making yourself uncomfortable to prove to them you don't care, and it kind of just like backfires.
No, I understand what you're saying. I guess I can respect still someone saying like, I'm a woman no matter what society says I'm supposed to do. So, like I said, in that case, I appreciated her post because it really made me check myself. Because like, typically if I see a woman with like a bunch of underarm hair, I'm just like, oh. Like, oh my goodness. One of my aunties, I'm going to say auntie. She's not really an aunt, but I'm just going to describe it as an aunt so nobody can figure it out. Right. But one of my aunties, she sometimes forgets to, get the hairs under there during the summertime. And she loves wearing tank tops and such at family functions and raising her hands in the air and praising like she just don't care. And I look at her sometimes, I'm like, listen, I got a razor in the back. We got the little shaver thing. We can get that right off for you. There's a European wax center 20 miles down the road. Like, we can get this done for you today.
But then maybe she lives a freer life. Like, maybe we're really slaves.
I think she's just an absent mind.
She's just absent-minded. Life. I know because it is stressful. Every time we want to wear a tank top, we have to be sure, like, it's everything. You can't.
Or if you don't because I know with waxing, you can't shave in between waxes. Mm-hmm. So for me, that was a struggle because it was like I couldn't shave because I was getting waxed the following week, but I had hair and it grows fast. So if I wore like a certain thing, I'd have to keep my arms down and keep like that in mind, not to like raise my arms up or like, and that can be a little stressful, it's a little extra.
So I respect people who don't care about it, but I just can't be one of those.
So what do you think about a girl who doesn't shave her legs?
If that's her thing, again, like, that couldn't be my thing. I couldn't be one of those people. But what about you?
So you have would you have the same reaction as you would to a girl who doesn't shave her underarms?
Yeah, it's kind of all like one and the same to me, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If it's a time where you're exposing those areas, if it's summer and you chose to wear shorts and not shave, or if it's a summer and you chose to wear a tank top and not shave your armpits, I look at it the same.
That makes sense. I feel like for me, I separate the two. Like, I'm more forgiving if I see a girl who doesn't shave her legs but has like shorts on than I am if I see somebody with like a tube top or a tank top and doesn't shave their underarms. I don't know why. I think it's because of the smell. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's because of the smell and hair holds odor, whereas your legs don't really stink. Like, it kind of takes a few days of not showering before your legs and your arms start stinking. But under here, that can take a few hours. Like, so I think that's kind of like why I'm a little more forgiving of the legs. And also, one of my friends from college who, like, she was one of my closest friends in college, she didn't shave her legs. And she was just like, she never did. She never wanted to, whatever. And then she ended up shaving them one time. And I think it was like our junior year of college. But she hasn't shaved them since. And she would wear mini skirts, dresses, and she had like a lot of hair. Like, her natural hair was really long, so that kind of indicates the rest of your body's hairy. But I guess I never really noticed it. Like,
did she have like a reason for it? Was it like
she just didn't want to shave her legs. Like, and that I could respect, because it wasn't like she was like doing it because she was trying to prove a point, kind of like you said earlier, anything like that. She just did not want to shave her legs, so she didn't.
I can respect that, because really those people have more heart. Like, I don't have.
Yeah, that's tedious.
Yeah, and I don't have the heart to leave without shaving my legs. But do I feel like it a lot of times? No. I don't always want to shave, but. And
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I won't. Like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I feel like at certain angles you can't tell. I can get away with it today, like, because it's so tedious.
It is
to shave your legs, because it's not like, and my hair grows fast. So if I shave my legs one day and I want to wear a mini skirt like the next day and the next day, by day 3 I'm gonna have to shave my legs again, or by day 2 I'm gonna have to shave my legs again. Like, so it's just so annoying and so tedious. I don't want to do it every day when I'm in the shower. Like,
it's a lot. Part of me is envious of those people. I wish that I could just with no problem be like, whatever, this is what I want to wear, this is what I look like, but I just can't.
But then with men, it's like, I don't really care if a man has hairy legs.
Right, and that's where they have it easy. Men have it so easy in so many ways. Like, they don't.
That taco meat dough.
That's what you gotta take care of.
Figure that out. Like,
that's why I can't be forgiving.
Like I said, if it's like a few hairs, cool, but like, that is aggressive. Like, if you're just a hairy man and you just got if it looks black right here and you are like light skinned, that's an issue. Like, that's just a lot going on.
I don't know what it is about it. Why it's the chest. That's the breaking point for me. That's where it's just.
So, like, is that a deal breaker for you?
I think so. Like, I just can't see myself getting farther to get interested in somebody who had chest hair. But if I like got interested in somebody and never saw his chest, I feel like I could see myself being like, well. That's
no, that's exactly what I was going to say. Because for me, it would be, if it was like a first sight thing, like I met you at the beach, that is an absolute deal breaker. Right. Don't come to me. Don't ask me for my number. Don't talk to me. I'm going to be very disturbed. Right. But if we got to know each other, and then I found out that you had this forest going on your chest, then I feel like I would have to overlook it if I liked you.
Yeah.
But then again, the littlest thing might just make me say, you know what? He got all this taco meat and he did this. He got to go. Like,
I feel like as women, like when we like fall and are infatuated,
we'll overlook a lot of things.
Everything that we thought was like on our negative list, we'll be like, oh, you know what? That's kind of charming, actually.
Right. So, you might be like, oh, he's a manly man.
Yeah. But off gate, no, I would.
And that sounds so ridiculous because we're kind of like talking off people we probably would like because when we meet them, they got all this hair on their chest. Mm-hmm. But then if it was the flip where we met them in the wintertime where they were suited up, we'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like,
it's true.
But I'm sorry, I can't see myself overlooking that. Like, the first sight.
First sight, no. I just couldn't get past it. I don't think I could get past it.
Like, if we got to know each other, I could. But at first sight, absolutely not. It's disgusting. Very disturbing. So we asked another male friend of ours who believes in this natural hair movement of the chest for men, and kind of to get a different perspective because both of us agree, as you can see, that it's very disgusting. So his arguments were, one, it's natural. It grows out. So it's like, as a man, when something grows out, you just let it grow out. Like, what else do you do with it? And I guess I can see that because it's like their hair grows out, they don't shave it. Their arm hair grows out, they don't shave it. Their underarm hair grows out, they don't shave it. So why would I shave my chest all of a sudden? That's so I can see that argument. Yeah. What do you think?
I get that perspective, but
I was waiting for the but.
I mean, just like they get haircuts. You know, like they want the fresh lineup so that it's like, you know, appealing and sightly. That is just not sightly to me. It's just, I don't know, it's just not that common that you see it. So it should stand out in my mind. But
that's true, because like another reason why, so the original first male friend we were talking about with the taco meat, he also will not get his hair cut and will not tame his beard. So I told him he looked homeless. Like, I told him he looked homeless and he need to figure it out. Because you can't have all of this and this going on. No. If you ever walked up on me at any beach, any gym, any of that, it would be a problem. I would think you were homeless. Like,
is he trying to attract a certain type of girl with that?
Don't give me the line. I don't think he's trying to attract nobody. But I guess he out here getting these women's because, you know, they talking about they want to lay on his chest, but it's just, I feel like, you know what, his personality must come off astounding to women. It would have could you just imagine a man walking in right now and he just got this hair that's wild, it's not tamed, it's not lined up, this beard that just is just growing, and then he has the audacity to walk in with no shirt on, because that's another thing. He said he's doing no shirt all summer. So he walks in with no shirt on and just got black everywhere.
I definitely would assume he was like not trying to attract anybody in the room.
I felt like he looked homeless.
But obviously it's working for him if he's continuing.
Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes he'll get his hair lined up. Sometimes he'll get it cut. And, like, it looks way better. Like, I don't feel like... Because I understand if, like, guys, you know, they want to have the beard or they want to have, like, the hair or whatever. And I don't think it's an issue with... Well, what are your thoughts? Well, let me finish. I don't find... Like, I like facial hair personally. Like, I like when a man has, like, a beard. Me too. I don't really like naked faces too much. But it's just... tame it. Like, I don't feel like that's too much to ask for. Like, I just feel like taming it is cool. And then, like, with dudes with, like, big hair, I don't mind men with, like, big hair or, like, the wild looks. but taming it or having like a lineup or a little fade or something like that, it just helps it out a lot. Like, what are your thoughts?
I think that's a big deal. Whatever you're gonna do, just make it look neat.
Yeah, just tame it.
I'm sure men feel the same way. Just like y'all want us to have, like our hair a certain way, or at least looking tamed and neat, or like we did it. We just want y'all to look clean. That's all.
Like, I can't bring you to meet my mom and you out here looking homeless. My mom would be like, oh my God, let's find this man home. Like, what is wrong with him? Where did you find this man, on the street?
No, seriously. We just wanted to look neat and appealing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's an issue. But what are do you like facial hair?
I do.
Okay.
But I wouldn't not be attracted to someone who didn't have it.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I'm not attracted to someone who doesn't have it. I just prefer it. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm more attracted to it than not, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
same. I'm more attracted to a man who has facial hair than I'm not.
Yeah, it's definitely not like a don't in my book or anything like that. It's a plus for me. We're just two women. There's different people that like different things.
Yeah, everyone who disagrees with us, go ahead and drag us in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are, because I really want to know. Honestly, I want every girl who loves taco meat to come out and tell us how much you love taco meat, because I am just not here for it. Like,
let us know what we're missing. Describe it all in the comments.
Right. So back to our friend who kind of gave us like the male's perspective. So he said one is natural and it grows out, and then he also said something about, he said they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So,
well, you could get it waxed, but I understand men probably don't like to be high maintenance like that. So you could also just shave it.
Yeah, or you don't even have to use a razor. You can get one of them like shaver things that they be using for their faces.
Like the electric razors.
Yeah, and just do it down over your chest.
Make sure you put like your oils and stuff so you don't razor bump.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, I can understand why a man might look at their chest hair and not know what to do with it, because like I said, they don't shave anything else.
Right.
Like, they don't shave their legs, underarms, etc. But
yeah, I get it. But this is just our preferences. Probably some
so
other
why
is
it an issue for us when a man has like hair all over his chest, but it's not an issue for us if he has like underarm hair? Because underarms stink.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because I'm not going to lie. I think I've been in this society so long that, like, I'm not going to lie. I just feel like if I see a man with no underarm hair, I'm going to judge him. I am. And I know that sounds ridiculous.
That's a good question.
But I really would judge a straight man with no underarm hair. I would judge him.
You judge him if you knew he shaved it, or what if he just didn't grow any?
I mean, we would have to have that conversation. But at first thought, if I see it, I'm just going to assume he shaved it. And if he confirmed he shaved it, like because if I saw that, I wouldn't even want to talk to you. But if we did and you confirmed you shaved it, then it was just, I would judge.
Yeah, that's just the way society has made us, I guess.
But why, though? Like, I don't understand why underarms is okay, legs is okay, but chest hair.
Because you're right, that's what smells. But I don't know, to me personally, it's just something about that look that grosses me out.
Yeah, that look is not attractive. Like, I can't stand... Oh my goodness, I can't stand when the men with all the taco meat on the chest, they decide they want to wear their little button-up shirts and be sexy and have like the first 3 buttons undone. Oh, that's so nasty to me.
On top. It's just like, ugh. Some people like it. Clearly they do it for a reason, but to me, I don't know. That's just, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. Yeah, that's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, so that's our take on the situation.
Mm-hmm. So like, so what are your thoughts on arm hair?
Women
Women versus men.
I feel like arm hair is not a big a thing to me, or for women or men, period. Because I just feel like to shave your arms, I mean, some people do it, but like to do it all the time, that's a lot. I don't judge a woman who has arm hair, and I definitely don't judge a man who has arm hair. What about you?
I don't judge either, but I have seen women who had extreme arm hair, and I understood why they shaved it. Because it was like their hair, I mean, I feel like I have hairy arms, and I'm struggling to look at them now. And I've seen girls where, like, if she put her arm like this, you would think it was a full head of hair on her arm. Like,
Well, then
so I get why women do who are hairy like that. The only women I've ever seen who had like hairy arms like that were like Latinas or Indian women. Typically were the ones who I saw who had like, which makes sense because they have like a lot of hair, so their hair grows a lot.
That's true.
So, what are your thoughts on facial hair on women?
Like noticeable facial hair?
Yeah.
I couldn't have it and feel comfortable. But I mean, to those who do, more power to them.
I know you ran into women who've had like full mustaches before.
Yeah, I haven't like unibrows and stuff, and they're comfortable with it, but I'm not gonna lie, I do question like, is that what they want, or like are they planning on doing something about that soon? Or that's what and if I'm being honest, that's what I think about it. So,
what about like a woman with a beard?
That's a lot. And it does happen, especially as women get older, you lose estrogen and you can start to do that. But I just feel like there's things you can do to fix it if you want, and I would want. What are your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie. I definitely judge women who have a lot of facial hair, like because I guess for me, I'm very hairy naturally, so I have to tame my facial hair. Like I'll have a unibrow, I'll have a mustache, I'll have a beard, like I'll have all of that if I don't take care of it. And so for me, when I see a woman who has like all this facial hair, I just think she's lazy. Like that's the first thing that comes. I'm serious because it's like. Because for me, I come from, like, a family with a lot of hair. So I have a lot of hair, so I'm constantly always hairy. So it's like, for me, if I can do it, and I think I'm lazy myself. So if I can tame myself, there's no reason in my head that nobody else can either.
That's true, but then that also takes a lot of nerve. Like, imagine the amount of I don't care you have to walk out with like a unibrow and a beard. You really...
I think like it gets to a point though where like sometimes they just don't notice it.
Because it's so second nature.
Yeah, because it's like, as you kind of like, when you look yourself in the mirror, you kind of don't see things as they happen. Like for me, sometimes I'll grow like long neck hairs and like I won't notice it at first until it's like they're really long. Luckily, my whole neck doesn't get hairy, but it's like 3 little hairs that always pop up and they always end up like this long. And it's like, Denise, how did you not notice until they was this long that they were there? And it's like, I look at myself every day and I don't notice it until it's kind of pops out. So I'm thinking maybe it's that, but either way, there's no excuse for you to be walking around with a full-blown unibrow, mustache, and a beard. That's just a lot going on. And I get it because I'm very hairy, so I get all of those things, but they disappear. You don't see them. Like,
there are things you can do.
There are. But I guess maybe that's why I just assume she's lazy because I deal with that. So I look at it like you're just lazy.
And I get that perspective too because it definitely is something you could do about it. Unless she just likes it. And maybe her man likes it too. We don't know.
That's another thing. Like, do men marry women with mustaches? Like, just imagine going to a wedding and both the man and the woman both got like these beards and mustaches going on talking about I do. I just will feel real disturbed at that wedding.
Maybe that's the question. If your man enjoys your facial hair, that could be something to be concerned with. Possibly.
That's bringing up like sexuality
Yeah.
issues, so we don't want to talk
that's
on
a whole
that today.
Another topic.
So, what do you think about like men pubic hair situation, like their private areas?
I don't think it's necessary for them to shave at all. I don't think it's weird if they do, but I mean, just whatever is groomed, like, you know, whatever is neat and whatever prevents an odor, I feel like that's cool. What
Yeah,
about
I
you?
agree. I think the odor is the biggest issue,
Yeah.
and like when it looks like a wildebeest, I just automatically just have negative thoughts about the experience that may occur. So,
Right.
I agree. I feel like it should be tamed. I know, like, I spoke earlier about dating a wrestler, and he also had to shave that area because of hygienic reasons for wrestling. And it didn't bother me, but then, like, off season, he wouldn't shave, and that didn't bother me either because he kept it groomed.
Like, anything that's just, like, too wild and disgusting where things could get stuck in it and, you know, you just... That's where I think it's disgusting.
Yeah. I feel like a man will be like, oh, you need to shave, or oh, you need to get this waxed, or blah, blah, blah. But then expect that girl to just accept the fact that you look like Chewbacca down there. And, like, it's just, I feel like that's just ridiculous.
Right? Because there's real concerns that come along with it. Like, you said, the smell or, like, finding things in it. Like,
finding things. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That just disturbed me just now. Oh, my God.
It could happen.
Oh.
It's a hygiene issue.
I'm disturbed.
It could happen.
I'm sorry. I'm not even going to speak on what just came to my mind. That is so nasty.
It's true, though.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a concern.
So, yeah, I feel like it should be groomed. I do know some men prefer bushes. Could you date a man who preferred a bush?
No, I think that's kind of weird. Like that.
I would be so disgusted if a man preferred a bush, because the one difference between a woman and a man that is very clear is that a woman has what we like to call a vagina, and a man has what we like to call a penis. And the man's special area comes outside, and the woman's special area comes inside, which means that hair, oh my God, just the thought of speaking on it. Like, I don't understand why a man would prefer a bush, because a woman is just all inside, and that's...
I get what you're saying.
It's harder to get to clean, and...
Yeah.
Ooh, that just seemed like a bad experience. Like, just an all-around bad experience. Like,
I'll be curious to know what they like about that.
yeah, if anybody out there, and we're not judging. Please don't feel like, if you want to drag us, go ahead. I don't care. I have a hard skin.
Right.
But it's just like, I'm curious to hear about, because also older generations, like men of older generations, they don't care. And I think part of that also, this is a different topic, but a lot of that has to do with because oral is more accepting on a women in our generation than it was in older generations.
That's
like
true.
in older generations, a lot of women never experienced that. So that's why it didn't matter. Whereas in our generation, that's a deal breaker if a man is not partaking in such actions, which is kind of why it's necessary for you to make sure that it is a little cleaner, tamer,
That
maybe
makes sense.
even balder down there.
That's a good point, though.
Yeah.
That probably is why.
So maybe, the old school men are the ones who prefer, because I've heard like older men say, I don't get why these girls get these Brazilians, because it just makes me feel like a pedophile, like I'm dating a young girl, like a 12-year-old.
They almost like it. They say, like, if there's grass on the field, play ball.
That's definitely going in the thumbnail. That is definitely going in the thumbnail and the clip. If there's grass on the field, then let's play ball. You know what? That's a quotable. I'm about to tweet that as soon as this episode is over. Oh my, I never heard. That's a good one. That is a real good one. If there's grass on the field, play ball. What?
I don't know. You can take that a lot of ways.
No, but I've heard like older men say like, I guess kind of what you said. They didn't outright say that, but they preferred it. And it makes sense because that's what they're used to. And because they never really did the whole, oral situation on a woman. I'm so glad our generation has accepted that because I couldn't imagine coming up in an older generation where it was accepting for a woman to position such acts.
Right.
But then a man is disgusting to do that.
What kind of world?
This is the one time that I had to say thank you to the white man.
You think it was the white man?
It definitely was.
Really?
It definitely was. That's proven. It definitely was. So thank you to Mr. White Man. This is the one time as a black woman I'm going to thank you.
That's crazy.
For bringing that over to our... Yeah, because white men in the generation of like our fathers and grandfathers, they started doing that. Because if you think about it, white women were the ones who were more into like getting the Brazilian waxes and a bald and all of that. And when you think about why, that's why.
That's
and it came to us later. But they started doing that years ago.
Interesting.
So thank you, Mr. White Man. We appreciate it. Is there anything else we have to say about hair?
Got it all out.
Okay. So thank you again so much for watching. Anyone who loves, the taco meat or anything we said we were disgusted by, male or female, women who like, their natural underarm hairs and their leg hairs and all of that, and any women who like their facial hair, just, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Let us know in the comments what y'all think about taco meat on the man's chest. Any men, if you have more insight on why you decide not to, tame that up a little bit, we would love to hear why. So,
We love to hear.
Thank you again for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a big old thumbs up. Check us out every Wednesday. We'll be uploading new episodes. And also subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave a comment, give us 5 stars so we can get to the top ranks of iTunes. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, deuces.
Like